During President Trump's first week in office, he signed 10 executive orders on immigration and made new rules so it's easier to remove people from the country. That includes ending a policy to avoid arresting immigrants at schools, hospitals, and churches. Now, this is all in an attempt to keep his long-promised mass deportations aimed at cracking down on immigration. Trump has expanded arrests to anyone who crosses the border illegally, not just people with criminal convictions, national security threats, or those stopped at the border. As of Tuesday afternoon, NBC News is reporting ICE has arrested at least 4,829 people in the crackdowns since Inauguration Day. Now, to give some perspective, in September of 2024, the latest data available, the Biden administration arrested an average of 282 people per day. Over the last 6 days, the Trump administration's daily average is 753. Now, all of this is sparking fear among immigrant communities across the country, including right here in Oregon. Calls have been pouring into our newsroom with people concerned to send their children to school or mistakenly believing that they see ICE on public transit. But Oregon is a sanctuary state. In fact, the first state in the country to pass a statewide law stopping local police and government from helping federal authorities with immigration enforcement, though Trump has threatened to punish sanctuary jurisdictions that don't cooperate with federal immigration authorities. And we are seeing local schools react to these changes. Administrators at Reynolds High School, where nearly half of the student body is Spanish-speaking, just made a podcast episode focusing on immigrant rights to ease the nerves some families are feeling. And the Beaverton School Board just passed a resolution affirming support of all students and families, regardless of national origin, citizenship, or immigration documentation status. So I wanted to hear from someone in our local immigrant community, hear their story and how President Trump's new rules are impacting them. So this morning, I went to an area in Northeast Portland where many immigrants live. That's where I met Abigail. She tells me she's from a small town in Mexico and immigrated to Northeast Portland 26 years ago so her family could have better opportunities. She tells me she works as a janitor and has 3 kids.
Here is the opportunities for my kids. This is good for my kids. So, lo que yo puedo decir es que nosotros solo venimos a trabajar en un país y queremos seguir trabajando con confianza, no con miedo.
Now, Abigail tells me she and her family have all the documentation required to live in this country. But that's not the case for some of her friends, and the increased deportations are rattling her community, one that she says is here to work and not cause harm.
Y yo sé que hay mucha gente que tiene miedo, entonces quisiéramos hacer un llamado al presidente Trump que no funda ese pánico a nuestra gente inmigrante, que esta gente solo viene a trabajar, no venimos a hacer daño, sino que venimos a trabajar. Y pagamos impuestos, hacemos todo lo que las leyes requieren. Entonces yo no creo que estemos haciendo daño a nadie. Solo queremos que este país sea próspero.
Now, she tells me the uncertainty of all this is affecting the young kids in her community. They're afraid to go to school or church and afraid their parents won't come home from work.
Los niños que están en la escuela, cuando dicen que quieren entrar en la escuela, que quieren entrar en iglesias, hay inseguridad. Prácticamente hay inseguridad en este tiempo. Maybe tomorrow you want to know today somebody's go to work. Maybe I don't come back when I have little kids. This is a problem.
Now, just in about 2 hours ago, Portland Police Chief Bob Day released a video message addressing immigration enforcement. He says the Bureau is closely monitoring reports of immigration enforcement efforts beginning across the country, and he wants everyone to feel safe and protected. He says the Bureau does not engage in immigration enforcement. We're going to play some of his message for you here. Listen.
I take great pride in PPB's community engagement and continuous efforts over the years. We have long-standing relationships within the immigrant communities and Portland-based organizations that advocate and serve these families. In addition, members of the Police Bureau are continuing outreach efforts to build relationships, especially in communities that may be distrustful of police.
Today, the Immigrant and Refugee Community Organization, it's a Portland-based social services group that's been helping refugees and immigrants for nearly 50 years. They sent us the following statement saying in part, quote, "As we step into 2025, our mission remains unwavering. Rooted in Portland, a sanctuary city and a sanctuary state, we are committed to building a community of safety, opportunity, and belonging."